Hey guys, Insomnia here, bringing you a new video for today. It is another game of domination on Afghan, and I know yesterday I did upload a Afghan map gameplay. I didn't really mean to do that, but you know, this morning this was just too good of gameplay to not give you guys, so I decided to put it on here. I think at the very end I end up being 32-10. I'm pretty sure. I was MVP of the lobby, which is, you know, woohoo. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. Today I wanted to talk about my, I guess you could say, gaming history, or how I came to be where I am today. Let's see, you know, like everyone else, you know, I played video games, you know, as a little one. I think it was with my nana and papa. I always played. First games I remember playing was like Donkey Kong Country for Super Nintendo. It was like Donkey Kong Country and Frogger, and I think Diddy Kong Country or Diddy Kong Quest or something like that, where you know, you're with a little Dixie Kong and you go on the pirate ship and everything. That game was just so cool to me back then. But I still sometimes play it today because, you know, it's just nice reliving what you went through. But I think those are the first games I remember playing. That, and then when I went to my my other grandfather, Papa Otto, I always played this pinball game for the Super Nintendo as well. So I guess it was, you know, the Super Nintendo was the first system that I actually started playing on. Excuse me. That's another thing, you know, during this, if I like cough or anything like that, you know, please excuse me. I have a horrible like sinus problem going on right now, so please just, you know, excuse that. But continuing on from there, I would say my next system or gaming per se was, I think, when I was around 9 to 10 and I got a Game Boy Color. And growing up, when you were younger, if you didn't have a Game Boy Color, you know, you weren't one of the cool kids, you know what I mean? Like, everyone was playing, like, Pokemon original, you know, showing off, like, you know, my Charizard's better than yours. I mean, it was the cool thing to do. You know, we all did it. And that's what I did for forever. I mean, I played Game Boy forever. And then one Christmas, my next upgrade from that was a N64. Do you remember the N64? That's a classic one right there. And what I got was like the special edition, like Donkey Kong 64 edition. So it was all like lime green and whatnot. It was super cool. But I don't know. I have no clue what happened to that thing. It was super cool, you know. And it almost kind of reminded me of like the special edition Halo Xbox, you know, where it was all green and whatnot. It was kind of like that. But I remember I played in Donkey Kong 64 so much that actually today I could probably still tell you what to do on it a little bit. I mean, it was ridiculous how much I played that. And then I think that was about almost the only game I did play for N64 was that, and very select few others. And then as the time went on, you know, the whole big talk of the PS2 was coming out. And at first, you know, when I was younger, I was like, I don't want a PS2, you know, fuck that, you know, blah blah blah, don't want to be one of those cool kids or anything like that. But deep down, I kind of wanted one, just like everybody else. Nice double there. But you know, deep down, I kind of wanted one like everyone else did. So, you know, I secretly, I don't know, I kind of asked for it. Well, how it came to be was, it was like for school when I was younger. Like, you know, we wrote these, I guess, letters per se to like a Santa Claus, you know, something like that, and then they published it in, you know, the newspaper. And that's how it came to be. Was, you know, I put it in there that I wanted a PS2, and then I guess my parents saw it, or my nana or someone, and they're like, oh hey, I guess, you know, that's what he wanted. And then and then for, you know, Christmas, there it was, you know, I got the PS2. And of course, you know, my father was like, oh, I thought you didn't want that. And of course I had, you know, like the grin on my face, you know, like the Grinch, you know, from ear to ear. You know, it was kind of one of those funny situations. But and then I think for that I think it was the Madden at that time. It was like 09 or 08 or something like that, or no. Sorry, I take that back. It was one of the really early ones. I don't exactly remember which one it was, but I played that a lot. And ever since, I was on when I got that PS2, man, I played that thing so much. That is what I did. I mean, I was a gamer anyway, but that just really developed it. And I played games like, of course, Madden, and this game called a SSX, which is like a snowboarding kind of trickster kind of thing. I did that a lot, and I played the Tony Hawk games a lot. That is what I did. I didn't get into FPS until it was later years, actually, and it was just something that I enjoyed. I enjoyed, just doing other things, I guess. But going on from there. After I had the PS2 for forever. I mean, I really couldn't give you a good estimation on how long I kept that thing. But while, around that time, that's when, the first Xbox was coming out. And at that time, everyone was, getting an Xbox and, playing Halo and everything. And I still just hung out on my PS2 because it's what I grew up with, basically, and it's what I enjoyed playing. And still to this day, I mostly enjoy, playing PlayStation over Xbox. And I don't want to start a console war saying, oh, this is better, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But, it's just what we enjoy playing, That's just from the perspective that I see. Some people like to have a certain system just because their buddies have it or they can play with them. I go off, what I'm paying for, what I enjoy the most. So that's what I do. And I always enjoyed Sony. I really did. So I always played them. I always played their products. And sorry. It was, when, like I said, the whole Halo was coming out, and I dabbled around with it when I was at my buddies, but I never could really get into it. I don't know. I could play it here and there, but it was just a game that I really didn't get too much into. But I still to this day really can't get into it. I mean, it's just one of those games, not, and I know it's a really huge popular game, but it's just not one for me. Sorry. And from then, like I said, I kept the PS2 forever. I didn't upgrade to a PS3 or an Xbox, I would say, until earlier this year. I mean, it's just, I was completely retro with the PS2. I enjoyed playing it. And, one of the games that I played for PS2 non-stop was Resident Evil 4. And the God of War series. If you want to have a good time, bring those games. We will have a great time. A very great time. Those are classic games. I know them in and out. And it's just awesome. And from then, something in me, earlier this year, was like, hey, I want to get an Xbox, PS3. So I did, and I upgraded, and I got more into the FPS. And I got more into the FPS, and I played a little bit of competitive here and there, but, mainly now I'm wanting to get on a quick-scoping team. As you can tell from a lot of the gameplays are, sniper gameplays. And, if that's not your thing, then, I'm sorry, but that's what I like to do, is sniping. And so, I wish I could elaborate more on this, but I'm sorry. The video is coming to an end. And that is it right there. MVP, we won 32-10. Thank you for watching, and please leave feedback.